Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Insert Here podcast. I will be hosting today. I am Mark and Cheese, joined by my lovely co-hosts.
You've got Carlos here, CogCG, CM_Graham1.
And I'm your boy Dylan, aka Mr. Beefy, aka also known as Mr. Ultimate Beefy.
If I sound like I'm in distress, that's because I currently just destroyed my bathroom and currently brewing on. Stop fucking sending me shit in the chat. I've got a nuclear warhead going off in my stomach right now.
Oh
no. So how has everyone's week been?
Mine's going pretty good. Work as per usual is work. They're cutting my hours, but it is what it is.
Work is work. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too. Working towards a vacation here, so I'm not just.
Yeah, you're leaving next week, right?
Yeah. Well, no, 3 days.
Yeah, but it's next week though.
Yeah.
Or is that technically
That's
still
this week? No, it's Sunday. Yeah, that's this week.
Yeah, I start my week on Mondays because that's when I go to work. So
Fair enough.
It just depends on how you look at your calendar. I've seen some calendars that do like a Sunday, Saturdays type, and I've seen some that do Monday through Sunday.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I texted you right before we were going to start. I was like, I just gotta take care of something. Everything was fine until I sat down and like my stomach. You ever like have it make noise that's audibly loud where it's just not like you can hear it? Like outside, I'm sure if you were standing outside the bathroom, you could just hear like, and I'm like, that's not good.
Brother, I've been there, and that's the reason why I get banned from most Chipotles.
And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. I'm sure it's fine. And then like sharp stabbing knife pains, and I go, oh no.
So, how did that happen? You want to tell the people how that happened?
Well, so I like cheese. Therefore, I like Mexican food. So I had Mexican food like because I had fucking tacos yesterday too with spicy like salsa. I've had basically only Mexican food for 2 days straight now. Had like all of the spicy shit. So my insides are not happy with me. I've thoroughly torched them with Mexican cuisine, and it's horrible and wonderful.
Disclaimer, you've also were the same guy who was drunk off your ass yesterday calling me and Carlos in a conference call while I'm at the gym trying to work out, and you're like, hey.
Hey.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to go back to watching the UFC pay-per-view. Bye.
And I'm going to go back to working out. Bye.
Yeah, I was a big-titted,
yeah, where is this going?
What are those girls?
Yeah?
The beer girls first.
Oh, like
And
in
then-
German culture or whatever?
Yeah.
I just call them Gertrudes or Gretchens. I don't know.
Yeah.
German
And then-
beer women. I'm going to look this up.
Yeah, and then, like those hats that the, like, yodelers wear with, like, the overalls where they, like, stomp around and kick and yodel, whatever they're called. We did those outfits, and, like, we're
And you wait,
I
so you
don't-
dressed up in German garment and ate
Yeah.
Mexican food?
Well, that was the only time I didn't eat Mexican food. It was actually Cuban food. My grandmother, it was for her birthday. She really likes Cuban pork, mojo pork. The rest was all German food, but that specifically she wanted. But I had like tacos before that or something for lunch while we were setting up.
So we can't blame it on any of the Mexican food you ate yesterday. We could possibly blame it on the food you ate the night before, mixed with the beer, mixed with the passing over today. And
I had a lot of beer.
your stomach is a toxic wasteland of sludge right now. It is fighting you.
It was both her birthday and Oktoberfest celebration. So.
Oh, dude! So inside of your stomach, the floor is lava. Is the game that like?
It is the greatest Royal Rumble. Just calling it.
Oh God! just 50 individuals tossing each other out. Just like, please, no, no, not the exit, not the exit.
We're laughing, but we're laughing, but Marcus is in genuine pain, and he's trying to recover slowly.
Man overboard!
You called me. It was like 15 minutes past time to record, and you're like, "Hey, buddy," and I just was like, "Hello."
Well, in all fairness, I text the group chat about 30 minutes beforehand. 30 minutes beforehand, I was like, "So we still doing 8 today?" Oh well, yeah, we will. Just gotta take care of something.
Yep.
To say verbatim, you said, and I quote, "I have to take a fat dump." Sure. And they're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll be on after that.
Yeah, I'll be on after that.
Yeah. All right, but enough with the shit talk.
Now on to some shit talk. Let's go.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you are our host today, Marcus. So, what's a good topic you had in mind?
So how do I phrase this nicely? I was gonna say the topic is eccentric people.
Oh, crackheads.
Crackheads.
Yeah, you know.
They're definitely on crack. Yep.
Yeah, you know, you're out doing your job. You're on the side of the road.
You vibing.
You're just trying to live your best life, and then, you know, people happen, and you're kind of like, that was fucking weird.
That's true.
That happens a lot. So yeah, any kind of stories like that is what I'm thinking of. I'll go ahead and start with my story I wanted to tell. This, surprisingly, neither of you were there for this.
Okay.
And it's the kind of story that I expected you guys to be there for. We had a big group of people. It was like me, my sister, her best friend. I think it was her ex at the time, and like 2 of his friends, and then another person. One of our other friends, where she's like hasn't hang out with us at all.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's M, I think. And basically we were all like, yeah, we're gonna hang out tonight. We went and got some food or whatever, and it was maybe like 10 or 11 o'clock, because it's not when it starts getting dark super early, so it was like way later, and it was actually pitch black outside, so it was probably closer to like 11, 12 in the morning.
Okay.
And we're like, oh, we still want to chill for a bit, not sure what to do, so there's a park not too far from all of our houses, and we all just headed over to the park. It was completely empty, and they had like, oh yeah, let's be those people at 2 a.m. who's on the swing set or something, just something to do while we hanging out.
You know, just somewhere nice to casually hang out. That's not like a Steak and Shake.
Yeah, because you could always hang out at the Steak and Shake, but that place burned down, so that wasn't an option anymore.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, I love those milkshakes.
Same, dude.
But, so good.
Oh, so beefy.
Oh, so
No, I was never a fan of Steak and Shake, but respect.
If you ever get a chance, highly recommend the Kit Kat milkshake. And this is to anyone that's listening.
Oh.
It slaps. But continue.
Yeah, basically you pick your favorite candy and you have it made into a milkshake. They had peanut butter Snickers milkshake, and I was like, yes.
Can I Uber
Yes.
Eats right now, bro? Can I just get some milkshakes right now sent to my house? I'm thirsty.
Why don't you get some Mexican food?
Yeah, I'd rather not die like you are right now. I enjoy my stomach right now. Thank you very much, Marcus.
Dylan's gonna have a Monday morning surprise waiting for him.
I'm gonna get banned from my own work. That's how bad it's gonna be.
Oven roasted chipotle, baby. But yeah, so we'd just been hanging out for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and I'm with my sister's friend, and we just kind of like see this guy walk around the outside of the fence, kind of like, oh, there's a dude out there. That was weird. And he like circles around again. I was kind of like, that's when we noticed him. Like, is this guy just walking in a circle around us? And he comes by a third time, and we're like standing next to each other, our backs to this guy who's like across the fence, and he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill all these motherfuckers. And then,
What?
And then we just kind of all, like, deadpan stare at each other and go, did you hear what I just heard? Like, the first words out of her mouth were, we need to leave.
I mean, agree.
The fact that you guys didn't just start running instead of talking, that's what got me. Just run.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
It's Florida. What do you expect? You never know. So
exactly, you never know. That's why you should be going.
Hold on, I heard a better reason to just run for your life. What are you talking about?
Agreed. I would not even, dude. I'm not gonna fuck around and find out. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna be like deuces.
Oh yeah. No, so we immediately were kind of like, we went up to each person, we're kind of like, oh, we need to go. We need to go. And everyone's kind of like, why? What do you mean? We'll explain in the car. Just, we need to go. We need to leave now. It's like, well, okay. We all just, like, as a group, start walking out through the exit. And the weird fucking idiot is, like, walking out. He goes across the sidewalk, like, as we're leaving, just kind of, like, staring at us as we, like, all go by him. And he circles back around on the fence again. Like, that's when everyone else notices what the fuck's going on. Like, okay, we need to leave. We're all, like, walking faster.
I like how it went from two people being alerted to the whole group like, oh, this is why. Okay.
Yeah, like,
they're walking away like, guys, you guys are ruining our night. We're chilling, bro. And then he's just like, I'm killing all of you tonight.
Oh, this dude is like an Enderman. Cool. This dude's like an Enderman. He's just spawning in and out of existence. Like, hello. Just staring you down. The moment you make eye contact, he just starts charging.
I mean, he was fucking like an Enderman if his head was fucking out and like slumped down over. So it's just fucking like, like, oh no. Yeah, we all get into our car. Poor Eb. This is her first time like hanging out with us outside because she doesn't get to go out much.
Yeah.
So this is their experience is, oh yes, let's get chased by a crackhead out of the park. As we all get into our cars and like, as we all turn them on and start to pull away, we see the dude get in front of like the whole area, and he just like stances up, fucking spreads his leg, and busts out Fortnite dancing.
No.
I'm gonna kill these guys and I'm gonna start Fortnite dancing. You got emoted on, bro.
No, because he was all like, yeah, I won. I fucking did it. This is my house.
Did he start pulling the Turk from Scrubs? Because that dance is fucking perfect.
It was like, what's the one? Kind of like Gangnam Style mixed with like the default Fortnite dance. It was something incredible.
Why is it always like when a new friend's like, ah, yes, this guy Marcus, I'm going to hang out with them in a group. It's going to be great. But there needs to be a disclaimer that there is a 80% increased chance that you'll run into a random, crackhead or something like that in the world. Because when we went to go get alcohol from like when we were chilling one night, we go to a liquor store. We had a similar experience where you were sketched out. But I'm like, ah, yes, this is my neighborhood.
What? We legit got out of the car and he was like, good evening, gentlemen.
He was with like the Philly British,
Willy.
like, hello there, Gov. Good evening, gents. How you doing?
Yeah, he said my name was Philly Willy. I'm like, what the fuck
Philly
do you
Willy?
mean? I fucking remember this dude. I'm Philly Willy. Y'all want to donate to my church or something? You could buy a meal. You buy a hot meal for everybody. And across the way, there was some lady who was like getting into a car and she's like, don't listen to that crackhead. You leave those boys alone. You get out of here. You don't listen to him.
And Marcus shoots the weird, like, most sketched out look over to me, and I'm like, yep, this is my neighborhood. I'm familiar with all this activity.
There's a common theme here, and it's chilling with Marcus, getting drunk. All right, so, like the dude at Wawa. Oh, that fucking guy. Bro. Which, also, like, our main thing is we just go, get drunk, go to Wawa, we'll feel a lot better, and then we'll all separate and go home and shit. And that dude came up and was just like, yeah, I was a veteran, I was a veteran. And he starts talking. And Dylan's humoring him, but me and Marcus are giving each other just the greatest looks of, we're going to leave him here, right? Like, we're just going to let him.
Yeah, like, we're gonna go now.
I'm gonna go throw away my sandwich, and then I might just go to the car, and Dylan, get there if you can.
That's always a situation when I'm hanging out with someone where it's like the other people in the group are always sketched out by like the either insert homeless or crackhead or semi-psychotic or whatever it may be. Everyone around me is sketched out, but I'm just like, you know what? This is going to be a very interesting story to tell. Yeah, so do tell. How is your life going? And it always turns out to be a good topic.
I don't care. I don't care about your life. But I care about very few people's lives outside of mine. Like, no.
Oh. That wasn't the end of Philly Willy, though.
Oh, it can't get worse.
Yeah, no, I feel like if this was like a Mortal Kombat boss tier, Philly Willy is like second to the top. He's the Shao Kahn before the Goro. It's power levels, dude. It's straight up power levels. He's not Frieza exactly, but he's up there.
Oh, shit. But yeah, I remember we went in the store, we bought something, and you were like, you bought him like 2 Powerades because you're like, no, I'm gonna get him something. I'm not gonna give him cash because he's just gonna buy more drugs with it. I'm gonna get him hydrated.
It was hot out that night, so I was like, dude, literally
you're doing the nice thing.
Yep.
And so like we walk out of the liquor store, and he spots us. He's like hanging out in front of your car, and he's just like, hey, what you doing? And you're all like, hey, buddy, I got you something here. This is for you. I got you 2 Powerades. It's blue flavor. You're like very clearly showing it to him like you would a dog. You're just kind of like, here, buddy, look, this is for you. Look, it's not poisoned. I got you a treat. And he's kind of like, oh.
Set it down on the ground. Set it down on the ground.
Yeah, he's all like, are you cops?
Yeah.
Are you guys cops? We're like, what? No.
And I'm like, maybe. Provoking him. I'm like, maybe.
Maybe. And then he's like, what? Dude, why don't you put it down here? Put it on the ground. There's a stump right here. Did you put the drinks down? Walk away. And you're kind of like, all right, man. You just edge over and gently place them to say, here you go. He fucking like grabbed that shit, waddled off into the night.
Into the alleyway. He went into the alleyway.
Waddled off, okay.
And he was wielding them like they were pistols. So he was like, yeah, like a cowboy. He was saddle walking. Yeah, draw. And so we're driving, and I'm driving Marcus and I back to his place, and I shit you not, Marcus keeps like looking out the windows, looking behind the rear view. Yeah. And I'm like, what, do you really want Naruto run up onto us and just start attacking the car? We're gonna get chased by some crackheads? He's like, bro, I don't know. I just sketched out.
It's Florida. You never know.
And in my mind, I'm like, yes, I did a good deed. I give a man 2 Powerades, and he thought I was a cop. Good.
See, it has to be an anime cutscene of just then. Go ahead.
My thought was, I have a bottle of tequila in my hand. The moment this guy starts trying to grab Dylan, I have to make a choice. Do I fight this man with this glass bottle, or do I haul ass? And I go, no, please just grab the Gatorade and run away, please.
Depends. It depends. How much did you spend on the tequila?
Yeah, that's always a good. I don't remember.
It was cheap, so it's kind of like I'm ready to hit this guy over.
Oh yeah, no, that's no second thoughts. It's over.
See,
it's gonna be like when you smack a roach, where you're kind of like you whack it and then like back the fuck up because you're like you don't know if it's gonna get back up and like scurry at you or fly or something.
Yeah, Paul Middlebug just develops wings. You're like, oh shit, it flies now.
Yep.
But this guy, this dude's just vibing. We're like fist fighting him. He just develops 2 angel wings and just starts fighting us from the air. Like, oh shit. It sounds like a Final Fantasy boss, if anything. But
God.
Because my big thing is that in the area that I live in, and I don't live that far away from Marcus. I really don't. But I also live close enough to these type of situations that constantly happen. So naturally, I always have to stay protected. So all these calculations are going in through Marcus's head like a million miles a second. I'm like, do, ba-da-ba-da, Powerade. Just like get a Powerade.
You're like the
I got a knife on my side.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm always protected, bro. I do not trust anything in the neighborhood, let alone south of my neighborhood, which is like 2 blocks.
I think I think we had a discussion that night too, where I was like, shit. It's like maybe I should invest in a firearm, and you're like, oh no, that's why I got my concealed carry license, man. Like,
yeah, I don't trust like that.
It's like, oh,
I ride the line dangerously close enough to where I entertain any idea, but I'm safe enough to where I realize I'm ethnically diverse and I'm not trying to die first.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Yep. Good for stories. Good for my own health.
Exactly. Speaking of good stories that you have, did you want to tell about? I think it was a Denny's.
Yeah.
I love this story.
Yeah. Denny's time, baby. So Denny's is like one of my favorite places to eat at, especially when it's like 2 a.m. and you're either trying to A, study, or B, recover from a long night of drinking and partying. Like Waffle House,
course.
except Waffle House has more entertainment, except this Denny's that's right next to my house. So, this Denny's is on this famous strip that a lot of people in my neighborhood call Hooker Alley or Hooker Lane. And the name just gives it away. There's a lot of street or night walkers that just roam. So, me and my buddy Dennis, we're like, oh, dude, I'm really hungry. We're studying for this thing for college, and we just need some food, right? Well, right. We're like, yo, let's go get some Denny's. I'll get some chicken tenders, and you can get your burger thing. And then we go there, right? And we're just chilling. We have our he has his headphones in. We have our laptops out. We're studying, like, literally across from each other. And, you know, it's a dead Denny's, so there's nothing really going on besides us and then the chef. And this very colorful character walks into the Denny's.
You put that very delicately.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Now I'm gonna put it not so delicately. This crackhead walked in, very like skinny, definitely like streetwalker aesthetic, and she's like
leathery smoker.
Leathery
skin, right?
smoker, probably has a stomas or whatever it's called, the thing in her throat. Whatever, she clearly smokes a pack a day, and she's like, hey boys, you looking for a damn good time? My buddy Dennis, I guess, thought this was like the waitress that was helping us, so he's like staring at his computer and waves her away like, no thanks. And I'm like, no thank you, we're just trying to study for college. We have a science paper we have to do. She's like, oh, come on, I can give you a good time for a good deal. And I shit you not, as soon as she says that, I hear the deepest and angriest voice. God damn it, Charlize, what the hell are you doing back in my Denny's? I told you for the last time you can't be coming in here. And my head turns 180, and this big old heavy-sized, like, Ronnie Coleman Plus dude comes around the corner with a cast iron skillet. And he's like, bitch, I told you one more time, if you come in this Denny's, I'm gonna whoop your ass upside the street. And she goes, fuck you, Charlie, you're nothing more than a punk bitch, and takes this, like, thing, I don't know what it was, she just took it out of her bra and threw it at the chef. And the chef ducked, and he looked at her with such anger in her eyes, and she's like, oh shit, and she runs her little ass out the fucking place. And he's running after her. Mind you, this dude looks like he's like 400 or 500 pounds plus. He's like one of those, oh yeah, you know he cooks first thing in the morning. And he's chasing her the fastest I've ever seen a dude that size run in my life with the cast iron skillet. And he waddles his ass back in. He's like, yeah, sorry about that. That bitch crazy. She always be coming in here harassing customers. And I'm like, well, don't you ever call the cops? Like, nah, man, I got a warrant. And then he goes into the back. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I just start going back to, I'm like, yo, did you see that? My buddy Dennis, I guess he has like caramel dancing or some shit blasting his headphones because he's like vibing and writing notes. And I'm like, all right. I go back to my notes. He walks over. The chef walks back over. He's like, sorry about that, guys. Here's a complimentary fries on the house. Your food's almost done. I just had these, laying around. Sorry about that. I'm like, no, thanks, man. And my buddy Dennis just grabs at the fries and starts eating them. He takes off his headphones. Bro, I didn't know you ordered fries. I'm like, I didn't. Did you not see that whole encounter with that crackhead like prostitute woman? And he's like, oh nah, that happened. Lol. Just went back to eating the fries and just studying. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is my experience for the night. Such a good good Denny's experience. The food was
I can't
just
believe
okay.
he didn't fucking notice anything.
Oh, if the food was just okay, that's every Denny's experience.
What was the question, Marcus?
I don't know how he didn't notice anything is what I was
Dude, he was like blasting. I guess he had Beats or something on that had like really good active noise canceling because his like situational awareness is that of a freaking moth. He's just yes, computer light study. And I'm embracing. I'm like over like stimulated. I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
Carlos, you got any eccentric people you've met?
Oh God. So. Oh, the eccentricity of some of these people, dude. It's great. So, working at Starbucks for a couple of years,
oh no.
We had almost every other night, kind of, we always had crackheads coming in. I'm not gonna be nice about this, no. They were crackheads. They did crack. They came in. They tried to stick...
It's Florida.
It's Florida. They tried to stick themselves with needles in my bathroom, so, like, that shit's not sliding with me. So, we used to close, like... Depending on the season, we would close at 9. Sometimes we moved down to 8 at one point, and I was like, great. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I always worked night shift, you know. I was not... Back then, I wasn't a big morning person. So I always did the closing shift. So, you know, we'd pre-close, which is basically the guy that leaves right before we close. And that guy's supposed to set us up so we could start closing shit down, shuts down machines and whatnot. So usually around then is when the crackheads would start piling in, right? They'd come in one at a time, and like... One time we had like 3 dudes in different corners of the Starbucks. Like, I remember just stopping what I was doing, going to my supervisor and being like, you see these fucking crackheads scoping us out? Like, what are the chances they try to rob us today? And they're like, I doubt it. That dude has one leg. And he literally had like a wooden leg. I'm like, yeah, he's not doing much.
They're like... The crackheads are like the 8 pieces of Exodia or whatever. Like, if they get too close, they become one giant fucking...
Nah, dude, that crackhead with the peg leg is just Gangplank. Post up, puts his leg on the thing, and it's a flintlock pistol. Give me your money.
Oh, dude, I always felt so bad because he would come in and be like, can I get a sample of coffee? And typically we'd say yes to that, but like, he did it so often. My supervisor walked out once when I was really new and was like, don't give him nothing. He does this every Sunday. No. You gotta buy something. You do this every Sunday. Buy something. And dude's like, you're going to hell. And I'm...
that's not cool. Like a threat. That's a curse. He's bestowing
But he looks at me. He's like, can you do something for me? Do you have any money on you? And I'm like, I work at Starbucks. I have no money, sir. And on top of that, so this dude comes in with his, what I assume are his crackhead friends, right?
Right.
And 2 dudes, 1 female. The female goes straight to the bathroom. And she's like,
oh, no.
On her way to the bathroom, she's like, oh, God. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, oh, we got a Marcus on our hands. This is going to be bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm pre-closing. So I leave at 8:30 tonight. It's like 8:15. I'm like, as long as she doesn't come out that bathroom by 8:30, I don't have to clean that up.
Yeah, it's gonna be someone else's problem.
Oh, dude. So it's like, bro, I can't tell you the picture finish, like the photo finish that happened. I was literally right about to walk to the back, and I hear the bathroom door open, and I'm like, fuck. That's me. It's on me. I have to. So they're like, yeah, dude, go check that out. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go take the mop. So I go, and I'm like, oh, I'm not cleaning this shit. There's shit on the side of the toilet. Right?
Right.
Like, she grabbed her hand and smothered that shit on the side of the toilet. And I look, and I'm like, ugh. And then there's blood on the walls, just like it had spurted out. And I'm like...
Oh,
and it's not even the same wall. You'd seen it's not even the same wall, like, by the toilet. It's like the opposite wall. And where the baby, like, it's not the, where the, you know what I'm talking about? Like, where the baby changer shit would be, typically?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's the opposite wall of the toilet, because you can't, you know? That's where it is. It's like the opposite wall. And I'm like, oh, God.
Like, did she come out looking fucking nasty? Was she one of those magicians?
Dude, I was literally halfway to the back to clock out. I didn't even see her. I just heard the bathroom door. And after working there for so long, you just kind of know the sounds of the... And then they're on the headset. I still have my headset on, so they're like, "Hey, Carlos, she came out of the bathroom. Can you, I'm like, fuck. Yep, I'll be right there, guys. Fuck. Mm-hmm. So then... So I see that, and we have, like, procedures for that. Like, we don't clean up blood. And then I go just to make sure, like, I have the mop in my hand. They're like, while you're over there, yeah, we'll call the people to come, the hazmat people to come clean that shit up, But, can you check the men's bathroom? And I'm like, for sure, I got you. Because I didn't see the other two crackheads, and she had just charged out. So then the men's bathroom is closed, and I'm like, I knock on it, it's locked. I'm like, all right, somebody in there? We're just about wrapping up. We're about to start closing down, so just wanted to make sure that everybody's, out within the next 20,
Right.
And the guy's like, yeah, I'll be done in a moment. And I recognize his voice because this is the dude that asks for coffee every Sunday, the peg leg dude. And I'm like, fuck, no. So, like,
I don't want to deal with it.
So we go in turns. Like, every 5 minutes or so, another one of us will go to the bathroom. Hey, man, are you done in there? We're about to close down. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, this and this and that. Eventually, we get to the point where I can't deal with this shit anymore. So I just start banging on the door like, hey, bro, don't be doing fucking drugs in our bathroom, bro. You gotta get the fuck out of here. And he's like, I'll be done when I'm done. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're like, bro, are you serious? All right, cool. So, like, all right, cool. Nothing I can do at this point. So my supervisor's like, calm down. We got to call the non-emergency police. So I'm like, there's procedures. Okay, whatever.
The amount of times I've had to say those words.
I fucking... Like, it's crazy because the non-emergency police, it's just the police.
Yeah,
it's literally... It's just the police. It's the same cops because there's this dude, right, named Pete. There's a dude named Pete and a dude named David. And they would patrol the area. And we'd see them constantly because they'd come in, get coffee, get some food sometimes. And they'd be like, yeah, we knew them. They were from the sheriff's office. Cool. Non-emergency police was basically Pete and David. I was like... Yeah. And they're regulars at our Starbucks. So they're like, hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight? And we're like, hey, what's up, Pete? What's up, David? And they're like, hey, Carlos. So what's going on? Why would you get... He said something about a crackhead. They still there? I'm like, yeah, bro. Men's bathroom. And then he walks by. So Pete's just like, think of literally Peter Griffin, right? Like this bigger dude. Like, exactly what you'd think about, like, the perfect idea of like, oh, hell yeah, this is a good cop. This is a bigger dude, fat guy, funny as hell.
Yeah. Good people.
Right, exactly. Like, so he walks by the women's bathroom to get to the men's bathroom, and he still sees that there's blood on the wall, and he's like, she shit on the side of the toilet? And I'm like, yeah, they shit on the toilet. He's like, I think they missed. I'm like, yeah, a little bit, Pete. Yeah, a little bit. Like, yeah. So then he bangs on the door. He's like, hey, police, open up in there. He's like, all right, I'm finishing up, man. So they drag the guy out of there a couple minutes later. And he's missing his peg leg. Like,
oh no, where'd he go?
He's missing. It's not funny. It's so funny, man. That's fucking God. I've never seen it. So in my mind, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, he usually has he's like, yeah, does he have a prosthetic? I'm like, I wouldn't call it that. He has a wooden stump that goes there.
It's where he stores all the heroin. Like,
I swear to God, dude.
He screws it off.
He's like, well, we found him shooting up in your bathroom. And I'm like, where did the foot go? Where did the wood stump go? And he's like, well, we didn't see anything in there. I'm like, all right, well, Pete, you got him. David. And he's like, they're like basically carrying this guy because he can't walk.
Well, yeah, it's like,
and I'm like, this is horrible.
Heroin.
And he's like, you guys are this is unnecessary. You don't gotta manhandle me. And I'm like, In all fairness,
else are you going to get out of the building?
In all fairness, they're not going to...
They're not going to let you just crawl on the poop-covered floor.
Not going to let your ass hop to the car.
How else are they going to help him out of there? Either they carry him, or he has to dolphin dive every 5 inches to get to the fucking door.
No, that's not the best part. Is that before he left, he's like, "There's no way you can prove I'm high," and I'm like, "Hey, Pete, make him walk in a straight line. Do it."
I'm pretty sure they have training and protocol for missing leg people.
And Pete's like, well, we're going to get him. Don't worry, guys. He'll be banned from the area. Make sure you tell your store manager there needs to be a restraining order filed, so we'll get the process started. We'll come back for him to sign the papers.
Right.
All right, cool. And then the next day I saw him, he's like, I couldn't say anything because I was in the middle of arrest, but you're fucking wrong for that. Make him hop in a straight line part. And I'm like, oh, good, man. Just doing my public service.
Just doing my duty.
So my duty is your Starbucks barista. And then I was like, hey, man, today, because you guys helped us out last night, my supervisor said we can give you guys your free drinks today. So, you're good, man. And if not, it's on me. I got you.
Dude,
I didn't see...
Hearing your Starbucks story just brings back good old jolly memories of my time and tenure at Save-A-Lot.
Oh no.
Where they make crackheads.
Oh yeah. I mean, what story could I tell? Could it be the one where I got a Glock flashed at me for a guy taking a pack of T-bones? No. Could it be the one of the old man who was shitting down his leg and using the electric cart up and down each aisle? Nah, that'll be a day for when I'm hosting. I'll tell you about Gulfport.
The one where we have to fight people off.
Oh, no. You have not heard of my tales of Gulfport. So...
Hold on, excuse me. Hold on.
A new adventure.
I've heard the story of the electric cart and you following behind him with the mop. That's the one, right?
That will be a story for another cast, and that will be a good hook into for people to listen to that one.
That's a fucking classic. You guys, you want to tune in when we do that one?
That's gonna be when I host, which is 2 podcasts from now. I will talk about shitting, like I always do. So working at Save-A-Lot, it was you got paid minimum wage, and you got dealt a really shit hand every time you walked into that door. Because they give you like 8 million tasks with only 3 people running a single store. So naturally, you can't just put explosive diarrhea in the group chat and expect us not to laugh. So they're always dealt a bad hand because you always have it's very low profit food, it's like stuff that's super cheap and old, and our clientele is always a little bit lower income. Not judging, I was in that same situation, except some of these guys were either a mixture of trailer park crackhead or the lovely Gulfport clientele. And so I was doing my thing, and I'm told, hey, you gotta go to Gulfport. And I'm like, oh, okay, heard, I'll do that. And then my manager goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah? He's like, you are going to literally the hell of this company. I'm like, oh, okay. So, drive, all the way down there. I'm there from opening to close, mind you. I'm working overtime, a double, triple, quintuple. It was a long day. I pull up into this foggy-ass, Silent Hill parking lot. And
good.
There's these...
That looks friendly.
No, it looks very friendly. Except for the fact there's 2... homeless people, I'd assume, who are bashing these shopping carts of ours together because they're fighting for territory.
As they do.
Yeah,
in their natural
and I'm
habitat.
watching them, and it's like this one lady who's slamming her cart into this other dude's cart. And I roll down my window a crack to hear what they're saying. And I hear, back off my turf! This is where I get my money and food! Go away! And he's like, fuck you, bitch! And they just start clashing. I'm like, okay, cool. This is an interesting start to the morning. So I call the store manager. He's like, oh yeah, just come in through the back. Don't worry about those crackheads. It's fine. So okay, thank you. So one thing they didn't tell me about Gulfport is that there is an active police squad car that sits outside, and then they walk in and out of the store every 30 minutes.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Because this store has a high robbery rate. Not just petty theft, but armed robbery as well.
Oh,
luckily,
good.
I'm not a cashier.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be boring.
Oh yeah,
today.
yeah, no, definitely a very normal day.
Yeah.
And they got me stocking groceries and working the truck, and I'm in the back, and I'm just minding my own business, vibing. And
I don't know why, but you said stocking groceries. I just pictured you like behind the counters, like fucking eyeing up and down bananas and shit.
That curvature. that y squared plus b squared plus a squared curve. So yeah, I'm just stocking the shelves and everything and making sure all the groceries are nicely kept, and I'm doing this all by myself. And I see this one woman who is shoving a whole slab of ribs up her dress.
Huh.
I'm like, man, you can't do that. And she looked at me, saw that I was a younger guy, and she just proceeded to do this. And
I'm
like,
sorry.
Listen,
I have
man,
so
they're
many
called
questions.
Spare ribs for a reason. Okay.
and I'm like, yo, you can't just ignore me. You're literally stealing property. Like, you can't be doing this. And she's like, she flips me off and goes back to shoving this slab of ribs into her dress. I'm like, hey, Jeff. I'm just giving the guy Jeff. Jeff, I got a woman here who's shoving ribs into her dress. He comes around the corner. He's like, oh, it's good to see you again. I'll just say Miss Jefferson. Good to see you again. Can you not do that to our meat section, please? And she's like, fuck you. And she runs out the fucking store with the meat. And I shit you not, 10 minutes later, the cops walk into the store. Anything been going on in here? And I'm like, yeah, did you not see that woman walking around with half a slab of meat dangling out her dress?
Oh.
Okay. So then I go back to doing my work. A couple more hours pass by. I have my lunch break. And on my lunch break, I hear the cashier is fist fighting a customer.
Why is he posting so many
Diarrhea memes?
I just had them ready, but at the same time, I did actually have that question that I put above that. I didn't actually mean to send those. Those were ready earlier. No, but more importantly, back to your story, man. Woman with the meat hanging on her dress as she runs out.
You're good. So that all happens. I have my lunch break, and during my lunch break, when I'm eating some just ramen and not caring about my health, I hear a struggle happening like 20 feet away. So I stick my head out the break room door, and the only cashier that's taking care of the front is fist fighting another woman.
Ah.
And then when I do a little bit of investigative work about
just
the lore of the
hands?
store,
Wait, hold on.
yeah, dude,
She's
throwing hands.
Just throwing hands.
She's grabbing this woman by the hair and slamming her head into the till, and they're like throwing hands, and I'm like, So I just grab my food and I'm watching this go down.
Put the ribs down, Petty.
So then I find out, by doing a little bit of investigative work and learning about the lore of the store, that the woman that she was fighting is actually sleeping with the employee's husband. And they've been on and go entanglement for like the past 3 months. And so this is a common thing.
No.
They come in, she comes into the store, provokes her, and then they fist fight.
Oh,
Now you may wonder, well, Dylan, there's cops there, right? I'm like, yeah, there is cops there.
Excuse me, just to confirm, the woman that worked there was having an entanglement with with the other lady's husband, or
no, the other way
woman
around.
who walked.
The woman who walked in was having an entanglement with the employee's husband, and so the woman kept walking in and provoking her, which caused them to throw hands.
Damn.
And there was no cops to be found.
What the fuck your man and what? Here's your and what?
That's basically.
Here's your and what, bitch?
You see, it would have just been normal, but I was like, I wonder where the cops are. So I'm literally leaning outside the break room door, eating my food, and just watching this fight go down. And I see at the corner of my eye, the cops are talking to the woman who stole the slab of ribs because she was coming back for seconds.
No.
So the cops are like, okay, do we deal with this woman who's shoplifting, or do we deal with the fight? Yeah, I'm just gonna deal with
the fight, please.
I'm gonna deal with the shoplifting woman instead.
Oh.
Yeah, shoplifter.
And you know, that would have ended that little encounter, except until she says, "Yeah, I bet you like my husband. Well, you better like these eggs too," and takes a carton of eggs and slams it into the other girl's hair.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I just fucking go, and just go back into the break room.
You're like, I'm not on the clock.
All right, guys, I'm going going on a 15.
I've been on my 15. I've been eating this whole time. So, a couple more hours pass the day and everything, and then this is near the end of the night. And I'm already tired. I'm already exhausted. And I'm moving this giant-ass pallet of, I want to say it was like oatmeal or something. And I pull this out of the back, and I go through like those. If you guys ever been at a grocery store, you know those like big, like heavy leather tarp style doors.
Yeah.
That are just like curtains, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, like the rubber mats. I was basically pushing this heavy ass pallet through those, and I wasn't as beefy as I am now, so it was a little bit of a struggle. And the moment the moment I come through those like blinds, I hear a gunshot, and I just push the pallet back in and casually walk to the bathroom. And my manager's like, "Why'd you stop moving the pallet?" I'm like, "I just had a sudden urge to shit. Later." So I just sit in the bathroom for 20 minutes, and then I come out, move the pallet out, and the cops are all over the place.
Yep.
I'm like, So I put in a request to management. I'm like, yeah, I'm never working there again. You do not pay me enough to work there.
Yeah, no, I don't choose to die for less than minimum wage.
I do not choose to die over anything that is above $20, below $20 an hour. So yeah. Because lo and behold, working at Satellite equals getting gunshots near you and hearing and seeing guns everywhere over a pack of steaks.
No thanks. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was funny that you mentioned that they started like throwing hands because the Walgreens that my sister used to work at, the opposite situation had happened. This was like right after COVID had started.
Okay.
And we were putting up basically everywhere was putting up borders of this giant plexiglass stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
it didn't matter if you were interacting with change or money.
Yeah, they were just giant plastic borders that were between the two of you with like giant holes cut underneath and like nothing on the side, so it was just kind of there to be annoying.
Agreed.
The only thing it protect you from is like those people who just sneeze out into the open, so it would like miss the front of you and it would hit the protector and you'd be like, "Oh, thank you for just being absolutely disgusting." But yeah, that was basically all they were good for. That and smacking the shit out of people, apparently. So I think Carlos is having mic problems.
He was having mic problems, but it's all good.
I'm back.
Okay. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let's
So you left it off at you were putting up these plexi borders that were just not helpful at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So this is at the Walgreens that my sister used to work at. This was like a normal day for her at that Walgreens. It was not as bad as your Save-A-Lot, but it was like a few steps above where shit happened every day still.
Hell yeah. Never a boring day.
Exactly.
Walgreens.
No, see. Yeah, we might have to, while Carlos is gone, let's see if we can get her for next week then, because there's plenty other, but this one's great, where basically this employee who works in the pharmacy, let's call her Laura, was just doing her job as she normally does.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm going to ask, is her real name Laura? Are you using her real name as her cover name?
No.
I love when people do that, just making sure.
I mean, what would the point be of a cover name if you use the real name at that point?
Yeah, I'm an asshole. I will do. No, that's my thing. Is I'm an asshole. I do that sometimes. Where I'll be like, "Yeah, I have this friend. Let's call him Marcus." Right? Let's it just works so well that way. But proceed. So let's call her Laura.
All right. So Laura, right? She works behind the pharmacy. My sister works in the beauty area. So she just kind of, her job, roam around, get customers to try stuff. So when there's nothing going on, she kind of just walks around the store and sees everything that's going on. So this lady comes in through the front entrance, like mad. She's got this child in her arm, right? And she's like storming in at a fast pace, just like runs by everything. It's like, what's going on? And then she hears from the other side of the store, like, you sleeping with my man? And she's like, oh no, what's happening?
Just oh no,
oh no.
And so this lady who's got like a baby in her arm is trying to reach past the plexiglass and like get at Laura because she's screaming at her that she's sleeping with her man or something. This little baby mama. And she's just kind of like, I don't know. She puts the child down onto the counter, fucking pulls, rips the border off, and then starts beating Laura over the head with this fucking...
she used to like a steel chair.
She went Sabu on her ass. Yo, what?
By God, it's crackhead Steve Austin.
It's crackhead.
And Laura's trying to like run and get out of there, and she's like fucking chasing her through the store with this giant piece
baby
of plastic.
and a plastic.
No, the baby's on the counter. Dylan, keep up, man. The baby's
good.
My
apologies.
The baby's chilling. But
like,
excuse me, I was at Walgreens 2 days ago. The counter's where they keep their lighters. Why is the baby on the counter?
Nah, see, I didn't catch the part where you said the baby was just put down on the counter and then the altercation happened. I just imagined she was holding the baby like a riot shield and just using the plexiglass as a sword.
Yeah, no, she picked the baby back up and is like coddled it under her arm while she's two-handing this giant piece of plastic.
The baby's
her
over
Holy
a ride of
shit.
its life.
The baby's like, oh shit. Tag team. Tag me in, Mom. Tag me in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mom, get her. I don't know what we're doing, but this seems fun.
This is fun. Can I slide on the plexiglass like it's a slide? Whee! Fucking hell. He's like, oh, you missed. Mom, she ran that way. Beat her ass. Get her.
And like, after the fact, she's kind of like, Laura, what the hell was that all about? She's like, I have no fucking idea. I've never met that woman in my life.
I'm sorry, wait, Laura's okay?
Laura didn't do anything bad.
No, she did absolutely nothing. This fucking random stranger came in and said, you're sleeping with my man. I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Okay. So she got assaulted for no reason with plexiglass and a baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
It was a 2v1 handicap match with the plexiglass.
1.5. The baby doesn't count as.
Dude, I'm waiting for the day some crap like that happens.
Oh, I can't wait till someone tries to jump me with a baby. Like, I just, do it. Please do it. All the anger I have. I hate to quote South Park, but kick the baby.
I was gonna say, the way you worded that, Carlos, it sounds like you're targeting the baby and then focusing on the parent. Like, this baby's going out first.
This baby,
you're gonna speedrun life in this shit. Get out of this.
It's like,
no, bro,
it's like when you fight the boss in Dark Souls. You have to go for the small
exactly. One. I'm punting the shit out of that baby.
And it's good.
You better return it like it's Devin Hester, bro, because you better catch that shit. I'm telling you. It's going far.
You're going to pull a Snitsky.
Oh,
it wasn't me.
What was it? Was it Angeli that said fucking eat the fetus downtown one time, and I was like dying laughing for like 30 minutes, bro. Like
it was just out of nowhere.
I don't even know where it came from, but Andrew was just like
completely out of pocket.
Andrew's just like,
I was with you guys. I'm pretty sure.
Just, you turned around and you were. Yeah. She just like yells out, "Eat the fetus!" and like we're downtown, just trying to go to a bar, chilling out, and Dylan turns around to me and Ange, and he looks at me, and I'm like. I'm shocked. I have the same look he does, so he knows it's not me. He looks at her, and she's like, what? And I look at her, and I'm like, that was fucked up.
Yeah, we're chilling. We're walking as a pack, and like the moment I hear that, I snap around like, what the fuck? What? Who are we fighting?
What happened?
Is there just a random pregnant woman that Angie is fighting like right now at this exact moment, and we don't know what's happening?
Right, and I'm just sitting here like, what's going on here?
Oh,
dude. Speaking of crackheads, like in downtown is always, and no matter where you are, it's always a downtown. Downtown is the go-to place to where you see a cornucopia of them just vibing.
Oh, the day I used to have this NASA hoodie I bought at Walmart. Right, it just said NASA. It was a nice like gray, kind of simple thing. It was cool,
a stylish and nice hoodie.
Yeah, it was a decent hoodie. And then I saw a crackhead with it downtown when we were chilling one day, and I took it off and threw it in the garbage can.
Oh, buddy.
And then, like a block down, I was just like, "Yep, that's going to the garbage can." I was like, "This is." I feel.
See now, if you rearrange the story how you said it, I could imagine. Ah, yes, this hoodie's no longer good, so you throw it in the trash, and then an hour later you see a crackhead wearing it.
Oh, that'd be funny. No, I think the last interaction other than the Wawa one I had was when I went to Orlando with Derek.
Mm-hmm. It's like just you two?
No, it was the same trip as the.
I'm not happy in this relationship. The throuple.
Yeah.
The throuple.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy The Division.
Never.
We went to the Showdown.
Okay.
Which was amazing. I loved it. That was the main reason I wanted to go. Anyways, we ended up going to Universal and stuff as like a side thing, but that's what I was ready for. It was a lot of fun. Afterwards, we were kind of like, maybe let's get a little snack. There was like a Walgreens at the next corner from the theater. It's like, oh, okay, we'll stop in there. It's like downtown Orlando, which apparently is a place you do not want to be after dark, because everyone else who was a local was like fucking hauling ass to their cars and trying to get out of here. We're like, that's a little weird, but
Okay.
We're on a high. We're having a good night. And I don't remember what I got. I was just picked up some shit from the Walgreens. There's this guy who's behind us. He's kind of like, itching and scratching and like fucking walking back and forth. And he's kind of like, he's standing behind us in the line, then like moves around back over in front, and he kind of like looks at me and he's like, "Hey, yo, man, I'm just like, no, I don't got anything. I'm trying to buy my shit." And he's just kind of like, and so I buy my stuff, and then you know how Derek is.
Yeah.
Derek is a very awkward person.
Oh, is he? I hadn't noticed.
You could have fooled me.
Could have fooled me.
So the guy comes up to Derek as he's trying to like buy his like coffee or whatever, and he's like, "Hey man, can you get me something?" And he's like, "Nah, I don't really have any money, but you're buying that right there. Like, here, could you get me this?" He like starts grabbing shit. He like runs over, pulls shit out of the fridge and like puts it on the counter and is kind of like, "Could you buy me this?" He's like, "No, I'm not gonna buy you anything." He's like, "Oh, what about this one?" It's like, "No, I'm not gonna." But he's standing here arguing with this guy because he won't just be like, "No, just go away." He's like, "Well, I don't really know. Like, man, can you just,
See, his like antisocial like awkwardness and everything is just conflicting with this simple, "Hey man, I need you to buy me everything." Blah. Easily it could have been solved with a no. Go
the perfect scenario too, because like everyone disperses, right? Like it's dying light. Once the light goes down, all of the bad zombies come out, and like
you hear Call of Duty zombies.
This is when the real homeless people come out, the ones you don't want to see. Everyone's in their cars, gone already. And, and Derek and Marcus are the ones left outside. Like, where'd everybody go? Oh.
As soon as you see the streetlights come on, you hear the ghost bumps. Dun 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 dun, and you're like, "Oh shit."
Oh fuck.
But yeah, no. At this point, he's finally just kind of like, "No, I'm not buying you anything." But he doesn't have an assertive voice. He's just kind of like, "No." And when he says no, it sounds like a 13-year-old girl who's like, "No, I won't." So he's like fucking pissed off at Derek. And then the cashier is just kind of like, "Yo, dude, just leave him alone. Like, go already, all right? I'm not dealing with you tonight." And he like, because the cashier has clearly seen this fucking guy before, and he's like, just get out of here. Just go. You never buy anything. And he like dead stares at the cashier like he's ready to jump over the counter, turns around, grabs like 3 shelves, and pulls the shit down, and it goes everywhere.
Oh my god.
And I kid you not, right? He gets out the store. He like locks eyes with us because we all leave at the same time. Fucking hops on a scooter and then like kicks away on his fucking Razor scooter.
He was a scooter dude too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Razor scooters.
That reminds me so much. Like you two are familiar with the Regal place or Plaza, right? Where we always go to the Chili's over there. That's in P Park.
Yeah.
Well, so right behind where I think that's like a Michael's, wherever the farthest corner away from the Chili's, essentially. Me and my boys. This is like back in high school, and the story you told reminds me of this because we're just out there skateboarding, longboarding, and all that stuff, having a good time, chilling, as you know, shithead teens do in the middle of the night.
Right.
And we're skating, and my buddy Spencer and I are just chilling on the curb while our buddies are just hitting a ramp. And he nudges me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Yo, Dylan, you see that tweaker over there?" And we see this dude that's like fucking with this Razor scooter. I shit you not, it was also a Razor scooter. And he's like doing this weird like hunched over like like looked like he was like a fucking monkey or a jockey from Left 4 Dead. Like he was like doing some weird shit. And I'm like, yeah. Do you think he's gonna come this way? And as soon as I say that, he gets on his scooter and starts scooting this way towards us. So it's me and my buddy Spencer's turn to hit the ramp. We're doing our thing, and he's like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And we're like, "We're doing pretty good, man. How are you?" And he's like, "I got a question to ask you guys." And we're like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "Yeah, you guys looking for fun?" Oh no!
No,
sir. No,
There's
sir.
no kind of fun
And-
that you could offer that I want any part of.
Exactly. And the best part is that there's like 6-7 of us, and we all grip our skateboards. Like if this dude tries anything, we're just jumping him. I don't care if
you have weapons in your hand. You're good to go. You're ready.
So we're like, I mean, we're already having fun with this like ramp and these skateboards we got and longboards. So we're good, man. He's like, you sure you're not looking for any type of fun? And we're like, yeah, 100%. And he's like, y'all smoke toads? The fuck?
What?
What does that mean?
Is this some what? Wait, I don't know what to ask. Elaborate on toads, sir?
No,
man, I only do Tinkerbells and like frogs, man.
Nah, bro, I only do mountain chickens. Just saying.
No, we don't smoke toads out here. I'm on that Bowser pack, boy.
You know. But he all of us are just completely like taken back by this. We're like, I'm sorry. Like we thought he was like, oh, like saying that, like, yeah, you know, toads, smoke toads. Y'all smoke toads out here? And all of us look at each other. We're like, you mean like weed? He's like, nah, not weed, bro, toads. And we're like, no, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't know what toads are. And he goes, man, y'all are lame. And he scoots away. He just scoots away on his razor scooter. He's like, y'all are lame.
Y'all are lame for not smoking toad. All right, thanks, sir.
And he skates away. And we're all like, so that just happened. And we went about our night, and that was it. Just straight.
I was going to say, did you go back to skating in that same exact place? Or did you guys just like, all right, let's split up and time to go home, I guess. Yep.
Nah, we all had like an hour left of just skating because there was like no issue with it there. We were waiting for a buddy to get out of the arts and crafts store because their shift was ending, and they were actually gonna catch a ride with one of us back home. So we were just skating out there for like a couple hours and just having a good time. So we didn't really leave. We had to stay there anyhow, but we were just like, two of us scoped the entire perimeter. Like, is there any others toad smoking weirdos?
I still want to know what it is.
My Google search is now going to have this on it, and I can't help it.
I will save everyone from looking at it. Hell, if you're in the comment section and you know what a toad is, besides the actual bullfrog looking thing,
excuse me.
What does it mean to smoke toad?
Smoking toads is a barbecue place in Pennsylvania, apparently.
And I'm going to save you the rest of your research. You're not going to find whatever that means in drug terms. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, okay. Like that, there's a Family Guy episode where they lick toads, like, and that's a drug thing. It's like a It's like
he could have been just so high on whatever he was doing
Toads.
that it looked like a toad. Yeah.
No, he just.
I was just saying, like, it really could have just been like, y'all smoke toads too? Wow, that sounds weird. No, I want one of them to one day just
exit this conversation.
Yeah, so every time I want him to like get in a moment of clarity during one of these high sessions to be like, y'all smoke toads? Damn, I sounded high there. I shouldn't say stuff like that anymore. Just have one moment of clarity for every crackhead out there.
That'd be great.
Agreed. And it's one of those things where every time I see that same group of friends, because I always drive up to northern Florida area to go visit them because they all go to University of Florida. I always see them, and every time I see them, like, "Sup guys, y'all smoke toads?" They're like, "Nah, man, good. We don't get a pack. We don't have a pack of toads laying around."
Well, that's been an hour.
Yeah, that was a very, very fun and colorful hour.
Well, guys,
very eccentric.
Yeah. I guess
if you'd like to list your socials.
Oh yeah. Well.
That you definitely have now.
Oh, I definitely do. Yes, sir. So Instagram, it should be cm_gram1.
So proud.
Yeah, I think Instagram and Twitter should be the same. Yeah.
All right. I am Mark and Cheese on most platforms. I think Instagram is Mark and Cheese 401. Same thing with Xbox, maybe. I know there's a 401 on some of them, so just try both.
And I am Ultimate Beefy on Twitch, Mr. Beefy on the YouTubes, and I am also what is it? I'm also Derek the Chad on Club Penguin. So hit me up.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
And on that note,
don't do toads, kids.
Don't do toads.
Nope, don't do toads. Thank you for reading my mind.